Welcome back to another Roland Reacts, and if you're watching this and you can see that I'm in the same top, yes, I have done back-to-back recordings, so don't get at me, I'm not a scruffy bastard. I will have to bleep that, but you can gather what I've said. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at the most underrated destinations in the world. Now, as someone who likes creating travel videos, I will be looking for inspiration in this video to try and bring some light on these countries. So if I can travel to them and it's still safe to do so in the world that we live in at the moment, I will do. And I will shed some light on the country itself, and we can all get educated. But without a doubt, let's get straight into it. As always, headphones on.
What's going on, Island Hoppers? Today we're going to show you the most underrated countries in the world. Since mass tourism has become a thing, people are looking for new destinations to explore, and that's why we're giving you this list of the top 20 most underrated countries for you to visit in 2025. We're coming.
Right, so if there's any of these countries on the list, I want you to comment down below and tell me which ones you've gone to, and as we're going through the list, I'll say which ones that I've been to, if there is any.
Coming to you from southeastern Europe here in the Balkans, this is Montenegro. The best time to visit is between June and August.
Not been there,
for a beach holiday,
but I know people that have been.
Adriatic coastline, beautiful sunsets, historically cultural towns, places like the Bay of Kotor. You have the Budva Riviera, and so much more to check out while here. The capital is Podgorica.
Now, if you're like me and you go and explore the wilderness a little bit, you do want to be a bit more careful and make sure you research the area you're going to, because I know that there is bears in this place. Because the person who I know who went hired a motorbike, sat having a sandwich, and then found out that there's bears in the place. So check, because you might need bear spray.
The population is around 640,000 people, so you don't have to worry about overpopulation here, and it's very beautiful, just south of Croatia. So you get this beautiful blue color water, kind of like what you would see in Italy or even in Greece, but again, without the mass tourism. I spent 3 days here and I can't. Southeast Asia, this is Laos. I just recently visited Laos for the first time. I crossed the border from Thailand. Again, another underrated destination. It actually exceeded my expectations in terms of infrastructure. They have a...
Now, you know me, I like a nice mountainous destination like this, and that is appealing to me. That looks unreal.
High-speed train.
Hot
they also
water.
have...
Not hot water, hot air balloon.
Beautiful new hotels and infrastructure being built in the capital of Vientiane. And if you go up towards places like Luang Prabang, or you head towards Vang Vang, very beautiful. Even in southern Laos, you're going to find beautiful nature. So that's really what you're going to get out here. And it's a poor man's Thailand. You're going to save more money here in Laos. And it's really...
Hey, look, if we can get a good deal on going there, hey, look, you know me, we're all down for it. I don't mind a good cheap travel.
Super cheap. One of the most cheap countries in the world, in fact. The population here is 7.6 million people.
Look at that.
And the language is very similar to Thai, so Sabadi. Next up is the Philippines, so Mabuhay. Philippines is actually one of the more popular destinations on this list. It's gaining in popularity because of the 7,500 beautiful islands they have across this country. Although it is not part of the mainstream travel options that many people consider, the benefit to travel here is many of the people speak English. They also speak Tagalog, and they have several other languages in Visayas and around.
Always helpful as a British traveller, and I don't speak for everyone, but the majority of British people can only speak English, and maybe a sprinkle, a little dabble of a couple other languages. Like I can dabble in a few, but not enough to properly communicate.
Cebu and then south into Mindanao, but you're going to get beautiful beaches here, some of the most beautiful beaches you'll find anywhere in the world. So much variety. The only thing that kind of holds it back is the infrastructure.
It reminds me of the
Maldives. Very
Maldives,
friendly,
the colour,
and it is very affordable for travelers. I would suggest,
but obviously it's just full of mountains instead.
As you avoid typhoon season. Now here we are in Qatar. Qatar is a bit more expensive than...
I've heard loads of raving reviews about Qatar at the minute. Obviously, at the moment, not the best place to go to, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Most places on this list, but I consider it to be a baby Dubai, meaning it's up and coming, it's a bit more affordable than Dubai, and it's going to pack the same kind of experience that you get in Dubai, just on a little bit smaller scale, without the crowds. You can still walk around many of the places in Doha and some of the other areas without having to worry about mass tourism. Also, they have great infrastructure, brand new train, most beautiful airport you'll probably ever see in your life, and it's right there on the coastline. Come here in the winter months, probably starting around October until May. Anything outside of that is going to be super hot. I would say if you're worried about safety, you'd be surprised because it is one of the safest countries I've ever been. Next up, Namaste from here in Nepal. So I did recently go to Nepal for a few days. I hung out in Kathmandu. People also like to go to Pokhara. Now the capital is Kathmandu and the population is around 30 million people. It's got a...
Not the bloody piercing shop. Christ, I forgot what I was going to say then. I don't know if it's a national thing, but there's definitely a Kathmandu piercing shop here.
Buddhist and Hindu kind of culture. It's very affordable here for those of you who are looking to be on a budget. You can go all around here. It's a little bit easier to get around than in India. Also, they have the Himalayas. So if you're looking to go to Mount Everest, you can access that from here. They have several other big, huge mountains in Nepal because the elevation up there is super high. So be prepared for elevation sickness if you head up to the Himalayas, and bring a coat. Most people get cashmere while they're there, that wool, very warm in the winter.
Cashmere is great quality clothing and very warm, as I own a few cashmere items myself. Keep me nice and toasty throughout the cold season.
Sure. The thing that does hold back Nepal is going to be infrastructure, so limit your expectations on that. But I would highly suggest you consider a trip to Nepal. Now here we are in Central America. This is Panama. The greeting here is buenas or hola, since the official language is Spanish. Now the population is about 4.1 million people, and the capital is Panama City. It's a very modern city.
Gorgeous.
I call it like the Miami of Central America.
Never been to America, and I would certainly like to go. Not sure when or where, but I'll figure that bit out.
Lots of high rises, and then the nature around Panama, Bocas del Toro, they've got San Blas, and they've got so many other nature areas. It's a bit cheaper than Costa Rica, and I actually find it to be a hidden gem for sure, underdiscovered, underrated, with excellent infrastructure. As you know, the Panama Canal is here, so that has brought in a lot of industry and commerce related to shipping. And you know that the isthmus is very short. You can go from Cologne to Panama City by car in about an hour. That's going from one end of the country to the other, Pacific to Caribbean. I recently spent a week in Panama, and I can't wait to go back. That gives you an idea of how excited I am about Panama. And from Panama, I actually went down to Ecuador. Although you have to fly there, you can't take a car because the durian blocking the access. That's a very thick rainforest. And here you have the Galapagos Islands. I actually landed in Quito. It just depends on where you want to go in Ecuador, but this is a very beautiful,
cool building design
country. I always felt like I was super high up in the Andes. On one side of the Andes, you have the Salvo, the jungle. The other side, you have the high Sierras, and then it drops down into the coastline. Very muggy down there, but like I said, Galapagos is where you want to be. If you want to see where Darwin discovered his theory of evolution, I really would suggest going out to Quito.
Right, so do you think that, because obviously as a Brit, our surroundings are very sort of built up, very sort of cityfied and quite flat landscape, do you think, well obviously when we go, I mean, me personally, when I go somewhere with the mountains and everything like that, I really appreciate the view. Do you reckon, I'll let you into a little spoiler here, Madeira, where I've been, video coming very soon, stay tuned, there, the mountains and just the scenery is unreal. Do you reckon the people that live there ever take it for granted? let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Going to Cuenca. These are very high elevation cities, so keep that in mind if altitude sickness is a thing for you. And Quito is actually the highest elevation capital city in the world, so that's an interesting fact, right? Now here we are in Belize. When I first went to Belize, I thought they spoke Spanish, but guess what? It's an English-speaking country. It used to be called British Honduras. Here you're going to have places like San Pedro, also going out to Key Cocker, and then you can even go inland and explore places that are Mayan civilizations. You have Belize City, which is the capital, and then going south to Belize City. This is really an underrated country. People considering Mexico or Cancun, they should consider Belize if you haven't been here. The infrastructure.
Well, allow me to take note, and we'll head it. I'll tell you what. There you go. Here's a little teaser into Madeira. There you go, that's all you're having. So, subscribe. Subscribe now, and fucking stay tuned, because this video is going to be class. I was hoping to have it out by now, but I'm really focusing on the edit, because there's a lot to do on it. And obviously, I'm just a one-man band with it, and I've got to learn it all. So, stay tuned, because it's going to be unreal. Great place.
Structure is not quite what you're going to find in Mexico, but with that you're going to find more laid back and affordable experience. And now here we are in Peru. So I recently went to Peru for the second time, but it was my first time going to Machu Picchu and Cusco, and I can't wait to go back and explore around there. Aguas Calientes. Peru is a place that has so much going on in the actual country. You'd be surprised. Everything from the coastline around Lima. They have many coastal villages and cities that you can explore. It's a little bit hotter in that desert area. And then as you go up into the highlands towards the Andes. And another interesting thing is the headwaters for the Amazon River begin in Peru, kind of close to where Machu Picchu is. So if you go on the other side of the Andes, you're in the Salvo again, and that's that thick jungle that you're going to get in the Amazon. Peru.
I like a nice bit of architecture as well, but like, it's got to be a really nice, fancy looking building. If do you get what I mean? Like, I can appreciate a skyscraper because of the engineering, but I like a nice looking building that's had a bit of time and a bit of proper craftsmanship go into it. But this view, this view is a bit more me.
It has a population of 35 million people, and it's not very densely populated, so there's sparsely populated areas. You won't really feel like mass tourism is swallowing you up. Also, very affordable. Now we're back here in Asia. This is Taiwan. I consider Taiwan
love to go to Taiwan.
One of the most underrated countries because of the food, the culture, the scenery. Unfortunately, it is one of the most densely populated islands in the world, so if crowds are not your thing, then you may not like Taiwan, but I don't mind Taiwan at all. I think it's definitely an awesome country.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going somewhere and you want to visit the place, you've just got to embrace what it's like. If it's one of those things and it's going to put you off, you can't want to go to the place that bad. Personally, I don't mind crowds. It's just when crowds get a bit too boisterous and rowdy, that's when I end up having a bit of a problem with it personally.
And they have the bullet train that can take you from the north to the south. If you go towards the east side of the island, they have high mountains and beautiful nature. Definitely consider visiting Taiwan, even if it's for 3 to 5 days. The population is 23 million, and they do speak a form of Mandarin Chinese here in Taiwan. Now here we are in Poland. This here is our first one from Europe. There's a couple countries.
This is becoming quite a popular spot for Brits to visit to for like long weekends. I know a few people that have been now, and they've said it's enjoyable. A lot of people go to visit Auschwitz to learn like the history side of it behind World War II.
On this list that we're going to talk about, Poland being very interesting for people who are looking for a place that's affordable in Europe. They have places like Krakow. They also have Warsaw. And they've got much history here from the World War II dating all the way back. I actually arrived by train coming in from Prague, although don't expect the train network to be as good as the rest of Europe. Next up, we're in Asia. This is Mongolia.
Only a short segment for Poland, obviously. I'm sure there's a lot more to it. I know that in Poland there is massive theme park with like huge roller coasters and stuff. So if you like theme parks and roller coasters and stuff, it might be worth a visit for you.
Yeah, so Mongolia is definitely one of the most affordable tourist destinations you'll find anywhere in the world. You probably want to visit here during the summer months because the winters get bone-chilling cold. But Mongolia being home to Genghis Khan, Kublai Khan, and the Mongols, lots of history to unpack and discover here. The capital is actually Ulaanbaatar. The entire country has a population of around 3 million people, so it's very sparsely populated compared to its southern neighbor in China. They do have lakes, no ocean here. It is a landlocked country. Lots of history here. And green rolling hills with camels and ox.
And the
Next
desert.
up, we're headed to Africa. This year is Tanzania. Tanzania is probably the most famous tourist destination for people who are looking to do safari and also get great beaches and good culture. And that's what you're going to find here in Tanzania. The people are very friendly. They speak Swahili. The population here is around 65 million. If you guys want to check out Mount Kilimanjaro, the Serengeti, the Ngorongoro wildlife sanctuaries, those of you who love Lion King, you'll probably feel like you're in the Lion King movie here because of the diversity.
Could perform one of them. And all that, you know what I mean.
In wildlife. Now we're back to Europe. This here is Estonia. The first time I ever went to Tallinn, which is the actual capital, I was impressed. There was a lot of history to be had down in the Old Town area. Also, it's a up-and-coming tech place. It's sparsely populated, not overcrowded, and not full of mass tourism. And it's reasonably affordable compared to the rest of Europe.
Not bad.
Next up, we're headed to Uzbekistan. You could call this the Middle East here, as it's part of Eurasian continent area. With a population of around 35 million, it's a mostly Muslim.
That's unreal. Like, who in their right mind would think, oh, I know what we've done. We've made a really nice looking building. Let's just make it really colourful. I like it. Scratches the little bit of the spectrum in me. Yeah.
Country, so you'll see lots of mosques here, and they're very beautifully decorated. Here we are in another European country. This is Romania with a population of around 20 million people. This one is also considered famous for Transylvania, around the Carpathian Mountains, and they've got medieval towns. People who are looking for history really come to Romania, and they save a lot of money because of it. It's a very affordable Eastern European country, and I would consider going here if you're looking to avoid some of that cold weather in the north, maybe around the springtime. And a little bit further east from Romania is going to be Bulgaria. You have the Bulgarian Riviera right there along the Black Sea, just north of the Bosphorus Strait from Istanbul. For those of you who know about the history here, you'll really appreciate Bulgaria. It's also one of the more affordable places in all of Europe. So if you're looking to save some money, it seems like Eastern Europe is where it's going to be. They do get a bit of mass tourism. Lots of Russians and Ukrainians come down here and kind of commingle in Bulgaria. And here we are now in Georgia, staying in Eastern Europe, almost on the border with Europe. In fact, the Caucasus Mountains that run through here, everyone to the west of the Caucasus are known as Caucasians, also part of the Western world. But a very historically rich area to explore and good for budget-friendly travel. And here we are in Scandinavia. This is Finland with a population of 5.5 million people. It actually has over 75,000 islands around Finland. But it's mostly known for its winter festivals, and no matter what time of year you want to visit Finland, it's always a good time. Most people originate their trip in Helsinki, the capital. And no matter where you travel in 2025 and beyond, I hope you enjoy your trip safely, and we'll see you on the next one with the 50 best travel destinations.
Well, that was interesting. As you can tell on the list, I have 0. So I'll be interested to see if any of you guys have been there in the comments as I read every single comment because I don't get many. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know if you've been there or not. If you have, what are your thoughts on it? Rate it from 1 to 10 and then just say if it's worth a visit or not. Thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Stay tuned as there is a big video coming soon. You've seen a sneak peek of it now. So, if you like what you saw on the lock screen, stay tuned because there's more of that to come. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.